And then I had a total meltdown and spaz out because these are people that I consider idols, you know. I have complete admiration for everyone that I work with.
The world is truly Gabourey Sidibe's oyster. Since her debut role in 2009's Precious, Sidibe has continued to expand her empire with films, a book deal, and of course, a role on Empire. It hasn't always been easy for the Brooklyn native, who wrote in her memoir that her body sometimes feels like a tragedy, but she's trying very hard to change her mind about that. But her confidence didn't come quite as easy as it sounds. Let's take a look at her stunning transformation through the years. Gabourey Sidibe came from humble beginnings. Gabourey Sidibe was born in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York, into what she described as an upside-down household. Her family dynamic included an older brother, a nurturing Southern mother, and a stern African father who practiced polygamy. Her middle name, which means "my queen" in Wolof, reflects her father's cultural heritage, while he chose her first name to honor an African woman who played a significant role in his upbringing. Despite the pride she feels for her name, Sidibe's relationship with her father was strained. After her parents divorced, she moved in with her mother and brother, living in a room at her aunt's house. Her mother, Alice Tan Ridley, pursued a career in singing and later gained national recognition when she appeared on America's Got Talent. Eventually, the family settled into a small studio apartment where they all shared a bunk bed. Sidibe's lineage also boasts a legacy of activism. Her aunt, Dorothy Pittman Hughes, co-founded Ms. Magazine and was a prominent figure in the women's rights movement, traveling across the country to rally grassroots support alongside Gloria Steinem. This influential image of her aunt with Steinem left a lasting impression on Sidibe. Every morning on my way out to the world, I would pass by a portrait of my aunt and Gloria together, Sidibe recalled during the 2014 Gloria Awards, as shared by Entertainment Weekly. I didn't realize at the time just how much that inspired me. Overcoming childhood abuse. In a 2017 interview with Nylon, actress Gabourey Sidibe opened up about the difficult relationship she had with her father, Ibnu Sidibe, who verbally abused her during her childhood, calling her fatso and even resorting to physical violence. Reflecting on those experiences, she remarked that her upbringing provided her with a lot of practice acting, as she often pretended to be okay, even when she wasn't. For a long time, my father was dead to me, Sidibe revealed, acknowledging the emotional scars that still lingered. Despite the pain, she emphasized that she doesn't see herself as a victim, stating, "The 6-year-old in me is still pissed, but I've tried to move on." She also mentioned her older brother as her first bully, recalling that he said horrible things to her, to which she responded with equally hurtful words. Her weight was an issue from an early age. Gabourey Sidibe has struggled with her weight throughout her life, revealing to Oprah Winfrey that she went on her first diet at just 6 years old. The criticism about her size didn't just come from her father. Her mother also made comments about her weight. During a 2014 speech at the Ms. Foundation's Gloria Awards and Gala, Sidibe explained that her mother, who had been a fat girl at my age, understood her struggles perfectly, but still berated her. This left Sidibe feeling unsafe even in her own home, as her mother's fear for her future translated into harsh words. In response to this emotional turmoil, Sidibe turned to food for comfort. With a touch of sarcasm, she reflected, "Nothing says, 'You hurt my feelings,' F you, like eating a delicious cookie. Cookies never hurt me." Her talent helped her deal with bullying as a kid. During a 2016 appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Gabourey Sidibe received a call from a viewer seeking advice for her daughter, who was being bullied at school for being overweight. In the after-show, Sidibe shared how she coped with bullying during her own school years by leaning into her talent for singing and entertaining. "I knew every song on the radio, so I sang a lot," she recalled. It was a bit unusual, she admitted, but older students, especially senior girls, would seek her out to hear her sing their favorite songs. While she didn't envision a career in music, this passion helped her navigate the challenges of school. Sidibe urged young people to discover their own interests and passions. Reflecting on her own experiences, she said, "Junior high school sucked for me. High school sucked for me," but added, "The second you decide to feel great about yourself is when you truly start to feel great. You have to figure out what you love about yourself." Inspired by Gloria Steinem and Aunt Dorothy Pittman Hughes. When Gabourey Sidibe was in the 4th grade, her parents went through a separation that changed the course of her life. Following the split, she, her brother, and their mother moved in with her aunt, Dorothy Pittman Hughes, a notable civil rights and feminist activist in Harlem. Sidibe spoke about this pivotal time in her life during a speech at Gloria Steinem's 80th birthday celebration in 2014. Living with Hughes provided Sidibe a unique perspective and inspiration during a challenging period. In her speech, she shared how an iconic photograph of Hughes alongside Gloria Steinem became a source of strength for her. "Every day, I had to get up and go to school where everyone made fun of me, and I had to go home to where everyone made fun of me," she recounted. Yet, she found solace in that powerful image. Describing the photograph, Sidibe explained, "Side by side they stood, one with long, beautiful hair and one with the most beautiful round afro hair I had ever seen, both with their fists held high in the air. Powerful, confident." The sight of her aunt and Steinem standing together in solidarity fueled her resilience. "Every day as I would leave the house, I would give that photo a fist right back, and I'd march off into battle." Childhood taught her how to handle failure. In a 2016 interview with Andy Cohen, Gabourey Sidibe reflected on how her childhood experiences shaped her for the life she leads today. "I've got to be honest with you. I went through school and didn't realize just how much it really prepared me for real life," she admitted. "I'm still dealing with the haters. It is rough." Sidibe also shared some wisdom she picked up along the way with Us magazine. "The best advice I've heard is to shake hands with rejection," she explained. "In life, you will fail more than you win, so get used to it and keep moving forward." She wanted to be a therapist from an early age. Gabourey Sidibe pursued a degree in psychology at Mercy College in New York City, a field she has been passionate about since she was 6 years old. By the time she reached 10, she was already diving into psychology books and exploring various therapy techniques, according to her interview with Nylon magazine. Recognizing the importance of mental health, Sidibe also sought therapy for her own challenges. In a conversation with Andy Cohen, she emphasized the value of therapy, stating, "I've had a lot of therapy in my life. I champion for therapy. Therapy is everything." Learning about acting by working a sex hotline. In her 2017 memoir, This Is Just My Face, Try Not to Stare, Gabourey Sidibe recounts an intriguing chapter of her life when, at 21, her therapist suggested she consider a telemarketing job to help pay the bills. However, Sidibe humorously admits that as soon as she heard telemarketing, her mind jumped to phone sex. Once she started working in that field, Sidibe quickly realized that her role was about keeping callers on the line long enough to rack up the bill, which presented its own set of challenges. A unique aspect of her job was that she often had to pretend to be white on the phone, explaining, "The average caller is a white male who wanted to talk to a white woman." She pointed out the irony in her situation. "According to what I had already seen at this company, the average talker was a plus-size black woman." That's right, white dudes. You might think you're talking to Megan Fox, but you're actually talking to, well, me. Sidibe spent 3 years in the phone sex industry until she landed the role in Precious, and she credits this experience with teaching her valuable lessons that would ultimately benefit her acting career. "I took what I learned about secrets, shame, and pleasure, and applied it to the real world around me," she shared. The job not only taught her how to flirt and be assertive, but also instilled in her a sense of fearlessness. "I'm not afraid to say anything to anyone. I'm not afraid to be anyone," she declared. Landing Precious. Gabourey Sidibe had dabbled in acting here and there, but had never taken it seriously until she learned about the opportunity to audition for the film Precious, based on the powerful novel Push by Sapphire. The story centers on Precious Jones, a teenage girl from New York who faces unimaginable hardships. She is obese, illiterate, and has endured severe abuse, having already given birth to one child fathered by her own father, and is pregnant with a second. Although the narrative is steeped in tragedy, it also carries a thread of hope, a theme that resonated deeply with Sidibe, who herself had a history of dealing with an abusive father. The casting process for Precious was extensive, taking several months as filmmakers sought the right actress to bring the complex character to life. When Sidibe arrived for her audition, albeit late, she left a lasting impression. She later recalled, "I blew everyone away," as she poured her emotions into the performance, delivering a raw and authentic portrayal that brought her to tears. In explaining her approach to the character, Sidibe revealed, "I kind of had in my mind that she wasn't the ugliest person in the room, but she felt like she was. Alternative looks and a flourishing career." Despite facing harsh criticism from celebrity shock jock Howard Stern, who once labeled her the most enormous fat black chick I've ever seen, and declared that she's never going to be in another movie, Gabourey Sidibe has proven him wrong by landing numerous prominent roles following her breakout performance in Precious. After her acclaimed debut, Sidibe made a name for herself with appearances on The Big C, showcasing her ability to navigate both drama and comedy. She also starred in various iterations of Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story, where her talent shone through in diverse roles that highlighted her range as an actress. In 2011, she joined the cast of Tower Heist. One of Sidibe's most notable roles came when she joined the cast of the hit FOX series Empire. She plays Becky, a former assistant who climbs the ranks to become the vice president of the record company. Interestingly, the role was originally intended for a boyish, petite white girl, but Sidibe's audition was so compelling that the creators reimagined the character for her. She embraced this opportunity wholeheartedly, stating, "I enjoy the fact that out there is some little girl that is exactly like I was, and she doesn't see herself on TV. She sees herself in me on Empire. If it has to start with me, why not?" Dealing with the haters. Gabourey Sidibe continues to break barriers in Hollywood with her impressive work. One notable moment came in 2015 when her character, Becky, had a rooftop love scene on Empire. While the scene was portrayed as a natural part of the drama, it sparked criticism from some viewers. However, Sidibe didn't let that detract from her experience. In her regular blog for Entertainment Weekly, she expressed her excitement about the moment, saying, "I, a plus-sized, dark-skinned woman, had a love scene on primetime television. Filming that scene was the most fun I've ever had, even though I was a little nervous. I felt sexy and beautiful, and I knew I was doing a great job." She acknowledged the negativity surrounding the scene, but maintained a positive outlook. "I keep hearing that people are hating on it. I'm not sure how anyone could hate on love, but that's okay," she stated. "You may have your memes, but honestly, I'm too busy at work to check Twitter anyway. Booked. Hope you enjoy next week's show." Social media trolls can still get under her skin. Despite her fame, fortune, and years of therapy, Gabourey Sidibe remains sensitive to insensitive comments. In a 2017 piece for In Style, she reflected on her outfit for the NAACP Image Awards, describing how she felt an instant connection when she tried it on. "As soon as I saw myself in the mirror, I knew it was my soulmate," she wrote. "Yes, I called an outfit my soulmate. I'm single and over 30. If I want to settle down with a piece of clothing, I can. Just be glad it's not 75 cats." Sidibe poured all her confidence into the ensemble, accessorizing it with gold hoop earrings and a big curly wig teased to resemble an afro. She enjoyed flaunting her look at the event, but her experience took a turn when she made the mistake of checking social media comments before heading to the after party. "I couldn't stop scrolling," she admitted. "At first it was one person who hated my hair, then another, and soon it spiraled into a lot." She wrote about how her invisible righteous crown tumbled down and fell to the floor mat of that hired car, prompting her to go home feeling awful and missing the party. The next day, however, she gained some perspective. "I realized the comments hadn't ruined my night. I ruined my night," she reflected. "Those people who hated my hair are invisible. They don't really exist in my world. I exist, and I alone let them shape my reality." Gastric bypass for her health. Although Gabourey Sidibe has long been a role model for women of all sizes, her life took a significant turn in 2016 when she learned that both she and her brother had diabetes. At just 32, this diagnosis prompted her to make a life-changing decision. In 2017, she opened up to People about having undergone weight loss surgery the year before. "I just didn't want to worry anymore," she explained in the interview. "I truly didn't want to stress over the potential complications that come with diabetes. I constantly found myself worrying about losing my toes." She emphasized that her health was a priority for her, stating, "This body has been mine my whole life, and I didn't want to live in fear any longer. I had been feeling this way for quite some time." Suffering from bulimia and other mental health issues. In her 2017 book, Gabourey Sidibe opens up about her battle with depression, anxiety, and bulimia following her parents' divorce. She candidly shares, "The bulimia lingered for about 3 years. Throwing up made me feel high, creating a sense of release around my head, almost like a halo that lifted me both physically and emotionally." Reflecting on her high school years, she revealed to Nylon that she would often avoid eating in front of others. In college, her struggles deepened. "I always wanted to throw up because I was so sad," she confessed, adding that she also dealt with panic attacks and depression, even contemplating suicide, but never going through with it. Sidibe explained, "I liked the challenge of not eating for 3 days," and admitted that sometimes I would eat a slice of bread and drink a bottle of water just to throw it up. Thankfully, she found that therapy played a crucial role in transforming her life for the better. Despite her progress, Sidibe acknowledges that the journey isn't always straightforward. "I've been struggling with my weight my entire life," she admitted. "I know that as long as I have a body, this will be a challenge." Her first book shows she is an amazing writer. Fans of Empire and readers of Gabourey Sidibe's blog on Entertainment Weekly are well aware that she possesses a unique talent for writing, blending humor and insight into her reflections. In 2017, Sidibe's literary prowess was unveiled to the wider world with the publication of her memoir, This Is Just My Face, Try Not to Stare. When Sidibe first announced her book project in 2015, she expressed her excitement in a statement saying, "I've been writing since I was a child and have always had so many stories to tell that are too long, shady, and impolite to share in interviews." With a playful touch, she added, "It brings me much joy to add published writer to my resume of actor and part-time foot model, showcasing her characteristic humor." Upon its release, her memoir garnered comparisons to the works of celebrated writers like Mindy Kaling and David Sedaris, both known for their sharp wit and engaging narratives. In her book, Sidibe acknowledges her distinct comedic voice, noting that humor is subjective. "If we all had the same sense of humor, we'd all be making out with each other all the time, and we'd never get anything done." No longer at war with herself, Gabourey Sidibe has openly discussed her long and challenging journey with weight loss, revealing that she struggled for years to shed the pounds, often feeling frustrated by her efforts. In a candid conversation with People, She shared a poignant reflection on her experience, stating, "I really tried. I gave a valiant try to lose weight." Her commitment to her health journey was underscored by the fact that she even outlived her first personal trainer, who sadly passed away from cancer. Sidibe emphasized that the weight loss surgery she underwent was not an easy way out. "I'm glad that I finally realized that the surgery wasn't the easy way out. I wasn't cheating by getting it done," she explained. She recognized that without the procedure, she wouldn't have been able to achieve the significant weight loss she has experienced. Reflecting on her past attempts, she admitted, "I spent years trying to lose this much weight, and I didn't do it. I wish I'd done it sooner." Since the surgery in 2016, Sidibe has committed to a healthier lifestyle, incorporating regular exercise into her routine by swimming and riding a large tricycle. She has also enlisted the help of a nutritionist to guide her toward healthier eating habits. In her memoir, Sidibe shares a profound realization about her self-acceptance and body image. "It has taken me years to realize that what I was born with is all beautiful." She clarified that her decision to undergo surgery was not about conforming to societal standards of beauty. Instead, it was about improving her quality of life. "I did not get this surgery to be beautiful. I did it so I can walk around comfortably in heels. I want to do a cartwheel. I want not to be in pain every time I walk up a flight of stairs." While Sidibe has chosen not to disclose specific details about her weight loss, stating, "It's got to stay with me because if too many people are involved, I'll shut down and I won't get anything done," it's evident that she is significantly thinner than she was prior to her surgery. After her transformation, Sidibe expressed a newfound confidence and self-love, declaring, "There's nothing ugly about me. Anyone trying to convince me that I am, and it's usually me, is wasting her time." She reflected on her past struggles, noting, "I was in a war with my body for a long time. If I'd started treating it better sooner, I wouldn't have spent so many years hating myself. But I love my body now." Sidibe has a bright future. Gabourey Sidibe is not only enjoying a successful acting and writing career, but she's also embarking on her first book tour for Try Not to Stare. In addition to that, she's exploring her creative side by stepping into directing. In 2016, she directed a short film titled The Tale of Four, inspired by the Nina Simone song Four Women. As Sidibe continues her journey of losing weight and improving her fitness, she remains a shining example and role model for others, all while keeping her sense of humor intact. "Listen, I'm a solitary, selfish person. I have no kids and I feel bad about my selfishness," she confessed in an interview with Nylon. "But I hear people tell me how my struggles have helped them, and I'm glad that my selfishness is helpful to someone else. I love my body, and I deserve love. We all do, at any size." Gabourey Sidibe couldn't stay away from Queenie. Gabourey Sidibe has had a great experience with the American Horror Story franchise. Alongside her role in Coven, she played Regina Ross in Season 4's Freak Show and made a comeback as Queenie in Hotel, where her character met an unfortunate end in the same episode. "Death doesn't really mean anything over at American Horror Story," she joked in a 2020 interview with Collider, noting that Queenie returned once again in Season 8's Apocalypse in 2018. "Everyone's death is quite poetic and usually ties into something else. Everything is very cyclical in that universe." While Sidibe and fans alike love Queenie, the actress, who directed 2 episodes of Empire during her time on the show, is particularly eager to step back into Ryan Murphy's world as a director. "There's so much room to play and so much room to learn," she shared with Collider. "I'm still a very young director, and I'm still learning, so I think the lessons I could gain from American Horror Story would be incredibly valuable." We're all excited to see her return in that capacity. Gabourey Sidibe has never been happier. Gabourey Sidibe has been steadily broadening her presence in Hollywood, with roles in projects like Difficult People, the 2020 horror film Antebellum, and CBS All Access's adult animated series The Harper House. With each new role, she actively works to challenge the misconceptions and stereotypes that people often have based on her appearance. The narrative surrounding Black women is that we are magic, she told People in 2020. While that sounds nice, the problem with those words is that they dehumanize us. For my survival, I need to be seen as human. Although she once described herself as a solitary, selfish person in a 2017 interview with Nylon, it seems Sidibe has found someone who has changed her perspective on love and partnership. In November 2020, she announced her engagement to Brandon Frankel, an entertainment and tech marketing professional. In a heartfelt Instagram post she shared, "He made up a song for when I put my bonnet on at night. The moment I look a bit stressed or overwhelmed, he jumps into action to take over what he can for me. He is the partner I thought I was too independent to need." How sweet. With a significant body of work behind her and more exciting projects on the horizon, we can't wait to see what the future holds for Sidibe in both her career and her personal life.